decision is one of the most powerful applications of consciousness. Whenever you wish to achieve anything, transform anything, if you want to manifest something, you want to achieve insights into a higher spiritual state, whatever it is, you want to become a different person, you want to transform into someone else, at the core of all of that is a decision. A decision. And a lot of times we are caught up in the old, in the previous, in the vibration, in the state that we no longer prefer. And we feel perhaps a little bit unworthy or incapable of simply deciding to be someone else, deciding to be someone new, or deciding to unwaveringly walk in this new direction, right? Because there's all of this old sludge that's saying, oh yeah, but you can't do that, or you can't be confident because you're shy, or who knows what. Any kind of aspect of your life that you wish to either transform or new directions that you want to explore. And so at that intersection, oftentimes there's this feeling of like, well, I want to go there, but I'm not worthy essentially, or I'm not capable. Who am I to make that decision, right? Who am I to make that decision to transform in this way, right? And this is the wonderful thing about decisions. A decision is made in consciousness. It's not the old person, it's not the state of the person that makes a decision. That's not the one that decides. That is the one that is being changed by the decision which is arising in consciousness. You make the decision. So that decision happens in a more subtle space, in a mystical space, in a magical space, a space of consciousness. You are, prior to all this form, you are, prior to identification with this body, with this character, with this persona, with these attributes. And from that subtle place, you decide to transform something, to make a shift, to show up differently. Who knows what it is that you decide? But you make a decision, not an incision, a decision. You cut away something old and you let a new light shine in. And then you may feel really great about that in your meditations, in your quiet time. You may feel really wonderful about this new decision. And then the next day comes and you feel sucked right into the old vibrations. And your body is telling you that you're still the same old person, and so on and so forth. But don't be confused by that. Because that subtle space where the decision came from, that's still there. And you may have just forgotten about it again. Remember the place where the decision came from. Remember the place where you made the decision. That is the place of awareness. And just remind yourself, and this other stuff, the old pattern, that which you wish to transform, will transform over time. It'll need some time, you know? I always love the analogy of steering a big boat. You turn the steering wheel and it'll take forever until the boat actually changes. This is all matter. This is slow energy. So making changes takes time. Changing things about yourself, changing things about anything, changing things in the manifest realm, it takes time. It takes there's a lag, a latency. And then oftentimes we get seduced by the reappearance of the old into believing that our decisions are worthless or they're not powerful. And that is the most tragic thing, because there is so much power in the purity of a decision. So remember that. Next time you make a decision, honor that space. Acknowledge how amazing How amazing the fact that you are conscious and can make a decision. How powerful. And all of the other components in your awareness that say, but this, but that, but who knows what, they have no say over the one who makes the decision. They are just fragments of the old, re-emerging and trying to seduce you, trying to convince you otherwise. Trying to convince you to reenact the same old patterning, which had a function at some point, which was incepted for a reason, but considering that you want to change something, considering that you want to actually transform something, give yourself the joyous permission to acknowledge that space of power. You are powerful. I would actually love to know if anyone has any experiences to share about this. So if you do, please let me know in the comments.